Well, hello there, everybody. It's the 18th of September today, and hasn't this recent Mercury retrograde been a doozy? Oh my God. It's passing now, but wow. I felt really discombobulated, and of course, old stuff was coming up like it tends to with the retrogrades. But underneath that, I've also had a feeling of excitement. And as I mentioned in last week's video, and continuing forwards, I really do feel that we are on a cusp of change. That's, of course, very exciting. So what I've been seeing a lot of in client sessions in the last few weeks is that many of my clients are being really pulled back, held back, suppressed. They're feeling really stuck and limited. Now, in a way, that's not surprising because of Mercury retrograde. It takes us back to look over things again. And, I guess, as I've said, I'm not really that much into astrology. My knowledge is a bit limited. And to be honest, I didn't even realize it was Mercury retrograde until another of my clients mentioned it to me. But when I realized the timing of it, and what I've been seeing in client sessions, I thought, wow, that actually really is interesting, isn't it? So of the people that I've worked with lately, the common theme has been around disempowerment. But these ladies are far from disempowered. It's just that they're being pulled back a little bit, and they're feeling like their confidence has been shaken, that they're questioning what's next for them. They've just been feeling a bit off, and a bit wobbly. Now, I'm pretty good at getting people back on track, so none of them are truly stuck. In actual fact, that's what I do. I get people unstuck and back on track. But for the short time, over this recent period of time, maybe even 3 or 4 weeks, one of them said a couple of months for her, what they've actually done is they've forgotten their greatness in a sense, and they've fallen back into the illusion that they are actually powerless, right? Not a comfortable feeling to feel powerless. And more particularly, they feel powerless to change anything. So we explored a few different things in regards to this, and I want to share a little bit of that with you now. So firstly, I want to talk about soul contracts, past life contracts, soul bindings, that kind of thing. It could be vows of certain things. I want to also include in this twin flames, soulmates, all of that kind of stuff, right? I'm going to put it all together in this example. Now, the thing is, I'm not disputing that these things can and do exist, but I want to point out that it's not always what it is. So, when we're stuck, we try to work out why. Our mind wants to know why we're stuck. Very often, we want someone to blame, let's be honest. We want to blame other people for our stuckness, in a sense. Oh, he said this to me, or she said that to me, and I feel crushed. Or he put me down, or she told me I wasn't doing it right, and now, I just haven't been the same since. I just can't get myself together since that point. We also sometimes want to blame the system about why we can't get ahead. We could even blame algorithms, but we're not going to go there today. Let's keep it on us personally, our soul contracts. Now, the thing is, when we're feeling stuck, powerless to create, unable to let go of someone or something, and when we can't move on, sometimes we kind of want to know, really, that it's a binding of some sort. We want to know if it is that, in fact. Maybe our mind would settle if we knew it was a past life contract or a vow or a binding. And it can feel like that for sure. It can feel that this binding or this limitation has been with us for such a long time that it must be that, right? even though it's all coming up at the moment, we can look back and go, wow, actually, yeah, I've always felt a little bit limited in that way. So we can kind of think that it goes all the way back there, and it can for sure, but it's not always. And that's what I want to address a little bit more. When we look at bindings, contracts, vows, we may have made them consciously in that lifetime. We may have made them unconsciously as well, because sometimes we really don't know what we're getting into, do we? When we make promises and things. So we think of that as happening in other lifetimes, sometimes parallel lifetimes. And it can be quite hard to trace it back to the root cause of where all of this started from, where it first came from, to the exact point. It can be done, and some of us are very good at it. I do that through hypnosis, going back to the root cause of the problem. Okay, let's suppose then that we do find where it started from. We find that contract or that vow. Well, yeah, we can end it right there and then. We can rescind that vow. Any soul contract can be released and cleared. But the thing is, it's not always a contract or a vow that's got you stuck in the first place. It's not always a vow or a contract that's got you in that holding pattern. It's kind of magical to think that. And sometimes people actually like to think that they were bound in a contract. Same with a twin flame or a soulmate relationship. When you can't move on, or when you can't let the other person go or out of your mind, it's kind of romantic, to think that you're soulmates or you're a twin flame, and that's why. I gotta say, a lot of these twin flame relationships are very deeply painful, and they hold a lot of people stuck. So it's not necessarily something that you would want to aspire to have, really, though I hear people say, oh, I wish I had that. But anyway, I've seen maybe the other side of that too in sessions. So you may have been twin flames, you may have been soulmates at one time or another. But if it's keeping you stuck in this lifetime, that's not magical anymore. It's not romantic anymore. It's actually disempowering. Now, I know it's hard to deliver that to you. I don't want to burst your beautiful bubble, but equally, I can't leave you in a state of disempowerment when I can see so much more for you. And secondly, that this is what I do. I help to empower people. I can't leave you in an illusion of some magical contract when we really need to, I mean this with love, but we need to snap you out of it and get you moving forward again, because I see that you are infinite potential. I want you to remember your magnificence. But the point is, you have to choose it for yourself first. So let's suppose that we discover in a session together that, the root cause of your stuckness, is something to do with a vow. Now, we can break that vow. We can do all the energy work around, cutting cords and clearing things up. We can do all of that stuff. But if you don't believe in yourself and your ability to move on and create something better for yourself, then even though we did everything to break that vow, you will still stay stuck there. This is why I really like the blend of the psychology and the spiritual way in which I work as a psycho-spiritual coach. I'm covering both aspects, because without the understanding of how your mind works, how it goes back to old repetitive patterns, etc., old beliefs, without that understanding, you won't be able to move on as easily. It's all about belief, really. What you believe will dictate the outcome that you get. So actually, to be honest, it's ultimately about belief in yourself. It's about your self-worth. It's about your self-esteem. It's about your confidence. all of that. So if you believe that I've cleared the contract or the vow, then you can move on. But I'd rather empower you to clear this for yourself. Because if, for example, you don't believe that I cleared it properly for you, then you'll stay stuck. Even if I say, I promise you, we did everything, it's all clear. If I can't get that belief into you, then you'll be stuck there. As I say, this is the benefit of the psychological or the hypnosis work that I do, to really get the belief deeply in you. However, I'd still rather empower you. Because if I can't get you to believe that for yourself, you'll go from person to person to person looking for someone to help you, someone to do it for you. And really, that's a state of disempowerment. Firstly, that this contract still has power over you, even though we have cleared it. But secondly, that you think someone else has to do it for you. So you're really not taking your power. And that's what I'm passionate about, helping you find your power. So I want to empower you so that you can say to the vows and contracts and any of these pesky people that try to put you down, I want you to be able to say to them, sod off. I'm not letting you take me down, right? I want you to take your power. And so whether this is a contract you agreed to in another life, or maybe you gave your power away in this lifetime, I want you to be able to be so strong and empowered yourself that you can just say, no, I'm not having that, I'm done. Because your power is here. Your power is here and now. And when we believe that we are being controlled by something else that happened somewhere else in another lifetime, perhaps, even in a parallel lifetime, right? When we believe that, then we are not fully in control of our experience right here, right now. And actually, we are at the point, quite possibly, of completely giving our power away, being controlled, again, by the false ascension matrix, or from the soul record that is being projected into the 4D astral level that keeps us stuck in that loop, right? In any case, you are not connecting to your higher self if you're in that kind of mind. It's a cage for your mind, in a sense. But if you're stuck there believing, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of the other, whatever that is, it shows that you are not connecting to your higher self at a 5D level and beyond. So you're being limited, you're being bound by that. Now I say it's time to take your power back. Let all of that go. Okay. By the same token, in my recent client sessions, I've been working with people who feel stuck for a different reason. And that is because they've forgotten their greatness. Well, the two are connected anyway. But let's talk about past lives again for a moment. Not in a binding contract kind of way, but in terms of our gifts and talents and the accumulated learning and wisdom from that lifetime and from this lifetime too. People sometimes forget that they have skills, gifts, talents, excellence, mastery from other lifetimes that they were meant to retrieve and bring through into this lifetime. This is the empowering part of connecting with your soul record. And we can access this through meditation. Obviously, I use hypnosis because we can connect with that through the subconscious mind. We really want to connect through the heart as well. The heart, the soul, the subconscious mind, all of that comes together to access your unique gifts and talents. But what I'm most excited about lately is that I'm seeing a potential beginning to open up with many of my clients. And it shows me that they are on the verge of creating a very unique way of working, a way in which only they can, based upon what they've experienced previously and what they're doing now, to unlock it and open all of that up from within them. I find that very exciting. So now they're feeling stuck because it can be scary to birth something new, a new way of working, the training for which has got to come through from within them, from within their connection to the universe, to their higher, more evolved aspects of themselves, right? So it can be scary when you're like, whoa, I haven't got an external teacher. I haven't got a classroom or a course to follow. No, it's scary because they have to access all of that from within them. It's being birthed from within them. But I think that's bloody beautiful. I think it's really exciting. To achieve that, though, they have to release blocks and limitations, anything that holds them back. And that's how I help them, because it's kind of my area of expertise to actually see someone's potential, see the blocks, see where they're holding themselves back, and unlock all of that, and help them to step into their power. And that's what we are doing now, I think, as a collective and globally. So I'm seeing it with my clients. I'm seeing it in the larger landscape as well. We as a people are beginning to step into our power. We don't want to be controlled and limited and restricted anymore. We are ready to step into our sovereignty and to step outside of the structures of control that are part of this matrix here. To do that, we have to let go of what has come before. We have to see through its lies, its corruption. We have to let go of believing that it has power over us. In the same way that we have to let go of believing these past life contracts, vows, bindings, all of this stuff has power over us. But in terms of this matrix system that we live in on this earth, on this plane of existence, we have to let go of believing it has power over us, because that's exactly where it gets its power from. We give it the power by engaging with it, by conforming with it, by agreeing to be a part of it in the same way that we would have done if we believe that we have a binding or a contract. I had a girlfriend once. I'm going to share this experience. Story. I shared it many times. She's okay with it. But many, many years ago, she had a reading from an Indian astrologer while she was in India, and he told her that she would never find happiness in her lifetime. I tell you what, we worked and worked and worked on that bugger to try and get it out of her head. But she couldn't. She couldn't let it go. She absolutely 100% believed it. She would never find happiness in this lifetime. I tell you, it was the bugbear of her life for the whole of her life. It really, really impacted her. And every time she would start to get a bit of freedom, a little bit of joy, a bit of life, a little bit of love, begin to start to feel happy, something would always happen. And she'd go back into it. And the first thing she would say is, what did I expect? I always knew I'd never be happy in this life. And it was like, oh no, please, not again. But that was it, right? Giving her power away to some guy she met on the street in India that did a reading for her. So disempowering for her. And I tell you, this girl, oh my God, the abilities, the gifts and talents, the skills she had was phenomenal, but she couldn't step into that power. That kind of broke my heart a little bit. And maybe that's why I'm so passionate. When I work with clients and I see their potential, I just want to bring that out for them. Anyway, if we are ever to see change in this world, we have to believe that we can see a change in this world. We have to believe that we can change it. We have to know that we are not powerless. Vows and contracts can be broken. We can take our power back. So this is a micro and a macro situation here. To change your life, you have to take your power back. You have to take it into your own hands, and you have to create the life that you want. To change the world, we all have to take our power back into our own hands and create what we want. It's always a micro and a macro, the internal, the external. And when you make the changes within you, you begin to see the changes on the outside. You've heard it a million times. It's true. I'm just repeating it. Can't reinvent the wheel on that one because it is as it is. I believe that as more and more people do this, though, as we step into our power on the micro level in our own life, it's going to spill out into the macro. And it really will then create this ripple effect. Actually, we create a wave of power, not power that controls, but power that frees us. I think that's all I need to say for today. However, before I go, I just do want to mention that my course called Worthy and Wealthy Woman is opening up soon. It starts on the 12th of October. If you want more details, send me a DM or comment below asking for details, something like that. This course is profoundly powerful. Of course, it's all about your worth. It's about self-worth, self-belief, self-esteem, self-confidence, building all of that up within you so that you can change your life for the better. Worthy and wealthy woman, because the two really go hand in hand. I want you to be wealthy in all things that bring you joy in life. I want you to be abundant in all the things that really light your spirit, because I know that when you are in that place, you're stepping into your power. As I say, it's not about power that controls. It's about power that frees us to be all that we truly are, to really step into our magnificence. And that's something I'm very passionate about. So if you want to talk to me about whether that course is suitable for you or not, DM me, get hold of me, let's talk. I would love to help you with your empowerment. But that's all now from me this time. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video, that you found it helpful. Please share it to a friend that might get value from it. Like and subscribe to my channel, because then it helps the algorithms of YouTube to spread it to more people, so that we can all become empowered and really make a positive change in this world. You can find me, of course, on Facebook, Instagram as well, Karen Antara, and my website is karenantara.org. Awesome. Have a great week. See you next time. Bye-bye.